What is up, everybody? Right here, and we are back with yet another Zombie Survivors. They just put out the big update today. So this version, everything we've been doing on the public beta, the Pyro class, the new leveling up system, it is all live now. No more public beta. Everybody can play. Well, everybody could play the public beta before. You just had to change your settings. If you need to know how, let me know in the comments, and I'll let you know how to do it. But anyways, it's out now, so everything is live now in the actual early access version of this game. It brings, we'll go over the patch notes here in a second. So it brings with it a new playable survivor, elemental damage types, a new passive leveling system, new stats, brand new soundtrack, sound effects, items, achievements, new interfaces, and much more. Remember, there's more to come and all that good stuff. Let's jump into the actual like patch notes here. Okay, so yet another content update 0.5. We have Fire Walk With Me. So obviously Pyro class is the big theme here. So we have a new survivor, Pyro, specialist character offering both melee and range damage options. You've seen me do a lot of videos on him already, so we're not going to focus like too much on him, but he's one of the main reasons why they did this elemental damage mechanic. So he's basically a full-on fire character. They did a stat rework in elemental damage. I'm not going to read through all of this, but they added a bunch of different stats. Like you can see like they added ability range and things like that. So you can see like an ability duration. So you can see like his saw blades are getting bigger for AoE area and duration. They added 4 new modifiers: fire, ice, electric, and chemical, which is the new elemental damage stuff they have. Really the only big ones though are fire and electric, because Pyro is a full-on fire character. Pretty much every single one of his abilities is fire. And then same with the engineer, pretty much all his abilities are electric. The only one that has chemical right now is the medic, her syringe gun, and her antidote flask. And then the only thing that is ice is the ice flask and the huntress's frozen arrows. So I'm assuming they'll probably add more elemental damage types to maybe different characters in the future. So then we have the whole passive minor level up system. If you watched a bunch of my coverage for this game, a lot of it has changed. And I guess a lot of people hated the minor level up system, because before it was, now when you leveled up, you would get like 3 minor level ups, then you would get a major level up. So you'd be upgrading all these other stats very incrementally, like a little bit of max health, maybe critical damage and things like that. And then it would take longer to level up your abilities because of that. And I actually really liked it. I really loved these minor level ups because it let me specialize in builds you wanted to do. If you wanted more movement speed, it was a lot easier to get more movement speed and things like that. But so they took those out. I guess too many people didn't like it. I guess they got a lot of complaints in the Discord and a lot of feedback. And so they changed it now to these. They're now called military drops. I don't know. I don't think they talk about it. Do they talk? Do they talk about military drops now, or military training? I'm trying to read through this. But anyways, what they do now is they have this thing called military training, where it drops a little yellow orb on the ground, and once you pick up 4 of them, now you get this minor level up thing. So it's a new thing to try to get when you're playing. I did it in my last video because they changed it right before. They just changed it, I think, like a day or 2 ago. So, but it's a cool thing. It's something more to level up with while you're playing. You can still like kind of specialize what you want to do. If you want to get a little bit more, if you want to try to get more attack speed or some more health, you can go that route by picking up all the military trainings that drop. New soundtrack, we don't really need to go over that. You'll hear the music as we're playing, but they pretty much redid like all the songs in this game. Okay, now here's we're not again, we're not going to go over all of these. There's a lot here, but we'll kind of go over like the big ones, especially like these gameplays and additions. But we already kind of went over most of this. So new playable character, enemies now drop this new power up, yep, called the military training. Collect 4 of these and it grants a random passive stat improvement. New elemental damage. They added new stats, the ability duration, ability area, ability critical chance, and ability critical damage. So they really want to try to make ability stuff a little bit better. They did a full rework on the armor, and now it gives you a flat percentage damage. So if you have 50% armor, 50% reduction. Let's see, they have, okay, so this one I got a lot of questions about, if what happens when you max out your level. So you can read right here, passive stats options are now offered indefinitely instead of money health in cases of empty reward pools. So if you max out a character or you max out all your characters, you're going to start seeing those passive upgrades from that you get from this military training, like the plus 25 health or 5% movement speed. You're going to start seeing those instead of money and health. I think that's a good change, because a lot of it might stink for the people who don't have maxed out characters yet, because then you're losing out on a little bit of money for to do your meta progression stuff. But I think for the most part, I think it's a better change. They added 17 new items, 28 items have been reworked, and then they talk about a banning and pool customization coming soon. 18 new achievements, completely new soundtrack, and then new sound effects. A lot of quality of life stuff, we don't need to go over those. Bug issues, we don't need to go over. I'm not going to go over all of these item changes either. There's a lot of them. We'll kind of see a lot of these as we're playing the game. Balance changes. A lot of stuff they did now, they now give you 4 options. So level up screens now always have 4 options. Your chest now always have 4 options. So things like that. Your weapons and abilities are now going to be 4 levels instead of 5. All weapons and ability stats tweaked according to the new leveling curve. From what I've kind of understood about that, I think it means weapon nerfs. From what I've read, I think weapons have gotten nerfed. Most stats now have a hard cap. Like, for instance, I don't know all the hard caps, but I know armor caps out at 95. Let's see, base yellow XP gems value increased. They rebalanced some stuff. Protocol critical is now a passive ability, which focuses on buffing ability critical chance and damage, which we noticed in our last video, which is pretty cool. I think that's a good change. I don't prefer it being on the ghost, but I do think between that and the Huntress's ability, Eagle Eye, I think they were a little bit too redundant, so I think it's nice to make this in a critical one. Laser deals more continuous damage. Okay, now here's kind of like the big stuff. This is the last stuff we'll go over, and then we'll get into actual gameplay. So what's next? As mentioned above, there are a few things we want to do for our next major update. While we have a lot of things planned, we'd also like you to enjoy smaller but more frequent updates. So some of the upcoming features may come in pieces rather than one huge patch. So our goals for 0.6 and beyond are among others. So don't know what exactly is coming when, but these are their next big updates. So a new map, I think a new map would be cool, because what they do with their new maps is they add new music, new enemies, new bosses, and it's just something different to look at. A skill tree rework, I think that would be amazing, because I know a lot of us are maxed out on all our abilities. We need something else to keep playing for and striving for. Item pool customization, I think this is a really cool idea. They're going to let you, eventually there's going to be too many items in the game. So I think what they're going to do is, say if there's 50 items in the game, they're going to let you, before the game even starts, like probably in a separate menu system, you're going to be able to ban 10 of them. Something like that. So you'll have 40 items instead of 50. So if you don't want to do abilities at all, you can ban all the ability stuff, things like that. Optimization improvements, obviously. New elite enemies. Elite enemies is something cool because they kind of talk about the elite enemies would be a different type. They wouldn't necessarily be the boss characters. They would be something new. And so that would be cool to see. They talked about synergies, which hopefully is coming soon, because they talk about, while we originally planned to have these come sooner, we'll try to implement different ways for things to work well together. So I assume what they mean by synergies is, say you have I'm just saying, for like, this is just totally throwing this off the wall. Say you have the Pyro's Molotov cocktail and you have the Huntress's arrow rain. Maybe they could synergize somehow and you could do like rain of fire, things like that. That's probably what synergies mean. At least that's what I'm hoping it means. And then a lot of other stuff to come. So special thanks to all our beta testers. Thank you for being with us. All that fun stuff. Yeah, I think it's a great update. It's a huge update. So let's get into the gameplay. Enough chatting here. What we're gonna do today, because I was looking at my achievements. So I unlocked the majority of the achievements just from playing the public beta. So there's some I haven't done, like survive 5 minutes in one hit. Like, I haven't tried some of these yet. Survive 20 minutes without upgrading any weapons. Survive, but none of these. This one will try to do a different time. In a single run, get hit by, because I want to make sure I get all these items, because this actually looks like kind of a decent item. Dodge chance and movement speed. There's no negatives to that. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do emotional damage. So I'm gonna complete a run in default mode without dealing any elemental damage. And this is actually gonna give us a huge, which is funny because it's, you don't want to deal any elemental damage, but it's giving you an elemental damage item. The elemental damage 30%. That's huge. If you're doing, so if you want to do an elemental build with like a pyro and the engineer, this feels like a must-have item, because getting 30% is going to be huge, because your weapon is going to do elemental damage, so you're going to lose 5%. So are all your abilities 5%, but then you're kind of gaining like that 25% net bonus. So you're still getting, and you're getting that across the board between all your elemental damage types. So that seems incredibly good. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to do, since we spent like 15 minutes already talking about the update, we're gonna go into like just the standard. We're not gonna do an endless mode. We're gonna do the regular 20-minute mode. I'm gonna pick these characters that that don't have any elemental damage. So we're gonna do the SWAT, we're gonna do tank, because I know these two don't have any elemental damage at all. And then we'll probably pick the Huntress, because the Huntress doesn't really have any elemental damage either outside of her ice arrow, but you know, we just won't pick that. And then we'll just play the game. We'll see what the new leveling up system's like, the new military training. So if you haven't, a lot of this has already been covered in my previous videos, so not like a ton has changed since those. So if you've seen those, you've kind of seen it. But let's do SWAT. I guess we'll just kind of go, let's do SWAT as our main character. We'll do isolated city. We're just gonna do the default 20 minutes, because we're not gonna do endless. We're just gonna do the 20 minutes, win, and then okay, hold on. I want to make sure this is correct before I do this whole thing. Complete a run in default mode without dealing any elemental damage. Okay, so I'm reading that right. So we're going to start SWAT, isolated city, default mode, and let's start. I like the new music too. The new music's pretty good. Okay, so we're just gonna survive 20 minutes here. I'll try to do, maybe we'll try it, since I have that last achievement to do. Maybe the next video we do, I'll purposely try to get hit by the worm 5 times. Okay, we're gonna let's do Ricochet. Because that shouldn't be too hard. If if you get hit by the worm early enough in the game, the worm's not going to kill you. And okay, so there was a military training drop. So you can see military training 1 of 4. In the top left corner, you can see another little meter right below our experience bar. That's our military training bar. So once we get 4 military trainings, we'll fill up that entire meter, and then we'll get one of those minor level ups. Overall, I think this is a really great update. I know oddly enough, I know we're not playing the Pyro, but if you want to check out the Pyro class, I have put up tons of videos previously on him. So feel free to check those out. Nothing really about him changed. All his abilities are still the same, so there's no change from him. Okay, let's go get our SOS. We're not gonna pick anybody else up yet, though. All right, let's liberate. We'll do, man, we're really not getting our gun upgrades, huh? We should mostly see the gun now, though, since we maxed out Ricochet. But I think we're just gonna try, since we're doing these characters, I'll probably go like mostly weapon build. It's only gonna be a 20-minute run though, so we're not gonna be able to do a ton. So here we go. We'll just take Master Sword. Yeah, let's go Master Sword. Okay, so here's our minor level up. I'm gonna take the XP modifier. I really wish we had the gun upgrade here already. They're starting to clump up. Okay, here's our SMG. We're gonna do something a little different too. I never take the sniper rifle, so let's run sniper rifle. I think that'll be fun to try out with Ricochet. Let's see how much damage we can get going with that. Because I do want to see how much damage things are doing at the end of the game with some of these. Although I guess we're not doing endless mode, so it'd be a little harder to get like a fair judgment on what does what. I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming high luck will make it so we get more military training drops too, because luck usually affects all the other drops. So I'm curious. I'll have to like ask that question in the Discord to see if that's the case, because if it is, that much luck was already a really good stat. If it affects military drop rates, then it's gonna be pretty much one of the best stats in the game. Okay, we're gonna banish the money modifier. And we'll do, should we do mod chip? What's our crit chance right now? We're not gonna really get a high crit chance. If we do this, then I think we need to take, if we take the tank, I think we need to go with the minigun. So that way we have more chances to crit. Okay, well now we can take weapon crit chance too, since, well, I like the XP modifier, but let's just do the crit chance. Okay, let's do the sniper, because I just want to use the sniper. We never use the sniper. That ricochet is pretty good though. You just saw it like bounce off and just slice through that whole row. Okay, we might actually take the, well, I'm gonna take whoever shows up first, but I was gonna say maybe we take the huntress first, so we so we get that critical chance. I wish they would be a little bit more with their balance and tweaks. I wish they would let us know what they did, because I would love to see what they do with the weapons a little bit more. You know, assault rifle damage, we nerfed that 5%. Sniper rifle, we buffed 5%, but they usually just say we did balance changes. A lot of the times they won't give us exactly what they did, which I would love to see that. I would love to see the numbers on those. Maybe there's a reason they don't, though. Oh, you can see the yellow drops on the right-hand side. I need to go get those. Those are military trainings. So here's Power Glove, one of the items they reworked. That's actually, it's a really good item now. 500 health and 5% damage reduction. That's pretty good without any negatives. Okay, we'll take luck. Yeah, let's take luck. Oh, where's this one? This one's right above me. See, because since it's a drop like this, I'm assuming it's luck-based, right? It's gotta be. Okay, remind me not to go Ice Arrow. If we go Ice Arrow, this whole video is basically a big old waste of time. And we're not gonna get the achievement. So we need to go Explosive Arrows. Okay, let's do luck again. Okay, we're not gonna pick anybody up yet. Let's focus on leveling up these characters. I could actually probably, maybe, I don't know if we'll be able to reach max in, we're gonna banish. I wish I could banish both of these. I guess it doesn't really matter which one I banish. Let's take the weapon cooldown, more weapon cooldown. But I think I can banish abilities, because if we're only playing 20 minutes, we're not going to be, I'm not too worried about maxing out. Okay, let's do the bow. Bow. So even though we're going for the achievement emotional damage, I mean, this isn't really a guide to do it, but I guess if you want to, you could just kind of follow this build, or at least these classes. You know, if you want that, you just don't pick anything that has an elemental status next to it. I'll try to show that when if Ice Arrow shows up for the Huntress. But basically, your abilities and weapons are going to have a little icon next to it now. And it's going to show if it has an elemental type next to it. Okay, we'll keep liberating. This sniper hits for a lot when it crits. 1400, 1500. Okay, we're not gonna do much ability stuff, so we're not gonna take that. Normally this is a really, really good item though. There's almost, again, since we're since the majority of us playing this that have been playing this for a while, we have everything maxed out, so getting less money doesn't matter. So in most cases, this is probably a really, really, really good one to take. 10% ability area and duration. Even if you're not running classes that is really an ability build, just having ability duration is going to be good for most characters. But we'll just do the duct tape, I guess. Or do we re-roll these? We'll re-roll these. Oh, I should have banished potato. I think we re-roll these too. Okay, we can banish. We're getting really bad ones here. Let's banish the potato. These are all literally things we don't want. Let's re-roll those. I guess we can take this one, ability cooldown reduction. All right, let's get multi-shot. Okay, so we'll get another level up here. Let's do the XP modifier. I almost always take XP modifier. I almost always take luck. Those are usually kind of my go-tos. I'll take ability cooldown reduction too, but since this is just a standard 20-minute run, and we're going heavily into weapons, I'm kind of avoiding anything with ability. It doesn't matter for us in this run. Any other, if you're doing like an endless mode run, then I would probably take that. All right, we'll take the tank here soonish. I don't think we'll take them right now, but maybe the next one. Let's do arrow penetration. Wow, we're getting really, really bad ones here. Man. Okay, let's banish the wrench. And we'll re-roll. Luckily, look at this. Okay, this one's not like... These are all actually really bad. Well, pocket watch is actually really good, but it's just one of those things we don't need. I don't need this for this run. But it's going to increase the duration of... I'll just take it because it is a good item. You know, it's going to increase the duration of your stone skin, your killing frenzy, your movement speed buff. It's gonna buff all those. So if you get all three of them, you'll have them all a second and a half longer, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it is. Especially if you start getting high luck and they're dropping all the time, then you can try to keep them up as high as you want. Like if they're just dropping all the time and you're just running around and they're constantly on the map, you're always going to have a power up, you know? So that's a good one to get. Ooh, a legendary. Health regeneration, though. Don't really need it, but we will take it because it is a legendary. All right, let's do Let's max out penetration. All right, we'll take the axe. All right, we're definitely not taking these characters. Take them and we lose our run. Well, we lose out on the achievement. It's the instant they. Well, actually, I think I don't think the regular axe of the pyro does fire damage, but its upgraded axe does. So we might have been okay. I just wouldn't be able to upgrade any or pick any of his abilities. Okay, let's do weapon cooldown reduction. All right, we'll do the crit chance and crit damage. That fits well here. Oh, there's another military training down there. We'll go back and get that. Okay, that's multi-shot for sure. Okay, let's get... Oh, perfect. The tank's here. Okay, let's take the tank. Okay, so now we just need to survive 8 minutes. It shouldn't be a problem at all. This should be a relatively easy clear. Default mode's not really that challenging. But I think that's the only way we can get this achievement, because I mean, it specifically says default mode. It doesn't say survive for 20 minutes in endless, because sometimes those kind of count together, but it usually says. But this one specifically said 20 minutes in default mode without using elemental damage. Because there'll be some of them will say don't upgrade your weapon or something for 20 minutes, but you can do it in endless mode as long as for the first 20 minutes or so you don't upgrade your weapon. So I do think this might be the only way to get this. If anybody else wants to test, go ahead. I didn't want to. Okay, let's do multi-shot. But I really want to get that elemental one, because then we can do, if we do another elemental build video, I'll kind of try to get that, because that's going to be, that's huge. Another just round of horrible ones that we don't want. Armor 10% is kind of cool, but I guess I just kind of want to go for flat out damage here. Okay, here's the new T-pose, which I hate. I think movement speed, if we're talking kind of passive just upgrades that you could pick from like these chests, movement speed I think is one of the most important ones to take, and I don't think getting minus 20 movement speed is a good idea. Especially if you're doing an endless mode type deal. Movement speed is just so important. Okay, so you see how frozen arrows, I gotta make sure I don't click this because I'm gonna cry if I do. But you see how it has that ice icon right above the word freezing? That means it's a frost ability. So we're gonna banish. I'm really scared to do this. Banish. Banish frozen arrows. Let's re-roll these because I want to get yeah, I want to get like our weapons going. See, an explosive arrow doesn't have that fire below it. So explosive arrows could do fire damage to some extent, but it doesn't. So if you're trying to do this achievement, just don't pick anything that has that sort of icon under the ability. And then you 100% want to run. I mean, there's a couple classes you can run, but I think the safest way to do it would be to pick the tank and the SWAT, because then you don't have to worry about accidentally picking an ability. You 100% can't run engineer, and you pretty much 99% can't run the pyro class. And then just pick a third class that basically any other class outside of those two, and just don't take the medic would be a tough one because you couldn't upgrade her weapon at all. So I guess you probably wouldn't want to take the medic either. Or maybe you just don't upgrade her weapon. Because as soon as she gets to the syringe gun, you're going to be doing chemical damage. So don't upgrade that weapon. So I would probably just stay away from the medic too. Just kind of go with these three classes or the ghost. But then if you go with the ghost, you have to banish if you go with the ghost, you have to banish his clone ability. Man, what is with this? These are like the worst ones. I guess we'll just take Frozen Heart. We only have 5 more minutes. I'll take 50 extra health. All right, let's do weapon damage. Okay, let's re-roll these because I just want weapons. I mean, we could even banish. Let's banish grenade trail. Let's do explosive arrow again. Let's max out explosive arrow. This could almost be a no-hit run. I had to have gotten hit, right? I haven't been paying attention, but it kind of feels like we might, maybe not. We might not have gotten hit. Default mode's a lot easier than I remember it being. I had to have gotten hit because I think I ran through swarms a couple times. All right, there's a military training over here. Yep, right there. The boss spawn rate on this, after playing endless mode and boss rush mode, it's really weird not seeing as many bosses on the screen. But hey, we're gonna get that achievement. We're gonna get that really good item, and then we're gonna make a really, really good elemental build. Ooh, luck +3, yeah. All right, let's re-roll it. Well, we can banish one more. Let's banish. Didn't I banish minefield? What did I banish? I thought I banished minefield. What did I banish? Oh, grenade trail. I think I banished grenade trail. Never mind. Okay, we got a bunch of military trainings up here, so let's go get those. Let's get this blue magnet down here too, because I kind of see a lot of XP sitting around. It's like they really don't want to give me weapon damage ones. Guess we'll do the power glove. Yikes. All right, let's I don't want to waste my reroll on these. Not for the minor level ups. Again. Okay, see, like, this is the stuff I want to see, like boxing gloves. Weapon damage, weapon attack speed, perfect. Alright, we don't have any more rerolls, so we're just gonna have to take what we get. Let's do Arrow Rain. Arrow Rain, I think, is one of the worst abilities in this game. There's a lot of abilities that are just flat out bad. Like Grenade Trail, bad. EMP Grenade, bad. Arrow Rain, bad. They're just bad abilities. Most of the best abilities in this game are just the passive ones that increase your stats. Other things have their uses too, like Energy Shield. Energy Shield is probably the best ability in this game because it does a really good job at stunning enemies and keeping them away from you. You know, outside of all the passive ones. Monkey Decoy's a really good one too if you build for it. The majority of the abilities sadly aren't that good though. All right, let's do the cacti. We didn't even take the decoy. Let's just go with Fury Unleashed. We only have 30 seconds left. And then hopefully that achievement pops for us. I didn't take any elemental abilities. Although I did take, I'm kind of nervous because we did take an elemental upgrade. But I'm hoping that doesn't kind of cancel it out. Because who knows, sometimes the game can be weird like that. Okay, 20 minutes. Oh, we got it. Emotional damage. Hey, we did it. GG's us. We now have one of the best elemental items in the game. 30% elemental damage is absolutely huge. That's going to be such a good item. Because it's elemental damage, so it's going to... Any character you have that has the elemental damage is going to be huge. So, Pyro and Engineer, you're going to want to build around those two. Okay, let's look at our damage real quick. It's not... Don't take our damage number serious here, because we didn't do, like... we didn't do a full endless run, so you're not going to see anything too impressive here. But I do see explosive arrows doing by far the most DPS out of everything. Although, oh, didn't Ricochet used to have its own damage numbers before? I could have swore Ricochet had its own damage numbers before. Maybe it doesn't anymore now. Because I was going to say, because sometimes you have to kind of look at Ricochet and your weapon. But if that's not the case, then we only did 1800 with our sniper, and then our explosive arrows did 2600. Explosive arrows are so good. Let's see, arrow rain, 5 DPS. Awesome. I know we didn't have it that long, but 5 DPS, that's something, right? What is that? 5 DPS. We didn't even take any of his abilities. I mean, we didn't need to, like we just did. We basically just took all weapon abilities. Okay, well, there we go. That's gonna be it. We got it. Emotional damage. That's gonna give us one of the coolest, most powerful elemental items in the game. Just straight up 30% damage. So we'll make sure to utilize this at some point where we try to do an elemental build. But there we go. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We went over all the patch notes. We did a quick run. We got the emotional damage achievement. Let me know what you think about the update. How do you like the new Pyro class? I really like the Pyro class. I think he's a great class. We're definitely going to focus him in one of our future videos when we do another elemental build. So yeah, let me know what you think. I love this update. It's great. Good job, team. Keep up the good work. I can't wait to see what they do next. I think they have a lot of exciting things on the horizon, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.